Good morning, Year 2, it's Miss Addy. I hope you all had a restful and enjoyable weekend. Our learning question for maths today asks us, can I recognise and name 3D shapes? Our steps to success say, I can name different 3D shapes. I can explain the difference between 2D and 3D shapes, and I can relate 3D shapes to real-life objects. Our first star word is 3D shape, and that's our topic for this week. We also have the phrase three-dimensional. We're going to find out what this means in a minute. So last week we were exploring 2D shapes and the properties of 2D shapes. This week we're exploring 3D shapes. What is a 3D shape? Have you heard of this before? 3D shapes are shapes that are three-dimensional. Can you have a go at saying that? Three-dimensional. This means that they have length, width, and depth. So those three things, they have 3 dimensions on them. Last week we had a look at 2D shapes. 2D shapes are two-dimensional, so they have height and width. But 3D shapes they have 3 dimensions. They have height, width, and depth. 2D shapes are flat. 3D shapes are solid. So have a look here at the shape word map. We were having a look at all of these 2D shapes last week. Can you remember their names? Pause the video for a bit and discuss their properties. Can you remember how many sides they have? Can you remember how many vertices they have? So today and this week we are exploring 3D shapes. Now you might already know of some 3D shapes. Here is a 3D shape. Do you know what this shape is called? A sphere. Can you have a go at saying that? Sphere. Can you think of any real-life spheres? Things you might see around your house or around your school. So balls, so footballs and basketballs, these are in the shape of a sphere. Certain fruits like oranges are spheres. The world and the globe is also a sphere. And baubles on a Christmas tree, they are the same shape. They are spheres. Can you think of any other spheres? Here is another 3D shape. Have you seen this 3D shape before? Do you know what its name is? It's a cube. Can you say that? Cube. You might have seen these at school before. These are dice. Dice are in the shape of a cube. Ice cubes are in the shape of a cube. A Rubik's Cube is in the shape of a cube. And small blocks that children play with, these are also in the shapes of a cube. Can you think of any other cubes that you've seen? Do you know what this shape is called? This shape is a cuboid. Can you say that? Cuboid. It's very similar to a cube, but there are some differences. You might have cereal boxes at home. Cereal boxes are cuboids. You might have some chests or some other boxes. Some other boxes are also in the shape of cuboids as well. Certain pieces of Lego are in the shape of a cuboid. And bricks are in the shape of a cuboid. Can you think of any other cuboids? Have you seen this shape before? Do you know what this shape is called? This shape is a cylinder. Can you say that? Cylinder. Let's have a look at some real-life cylinders. So if you've seen cans of drink, these cans are in the shape of a cylinder. A lot of candles are also in the shape of a cylinder. Empty toilet rolls and kitchen rolls are also cylinders. And tins, so you might have a tin of baked beans in your house, that is also in the shape of a cylinder. Have you seen this shape before? Do you know what this shape is called? This shape is called a cone. Can you say that? Cone. You might see these outside. These are traffic cones. You might have seen some ice cream cones. And party hats. Party hats are also in the shape of a cone. I wonder if you've seen this 3D shape before. Do you know what this 3D shape is called? It's called a pyramid. Now there are two types of pyramid. The first one is called a triangular pyramid or a triangular based pyramid, and that's because the base, the bottom of it, is in a triangle shape. And this second pyramid is called a square pyramid or a square based pyramid. So that means the base of it is in the shape of a square. Now they look very, very similar, but there's just slight differences with them. If you were to go to a country called Egypt, you would see some real-life pyramids built. And in some countries around the world, a lot of buildings are shaped in the shape of a pyramid as well. Have a look here at this shape picture. There are lots of 3D shapes. I wonder if you can count how many of each shape there is. So there are cuboids. Let's count the cuboids. How many cuboids can you see? 3. There are 3 cuboids. Let's count the next shape. We need to count the cubes. How many cubes can you see? Great, there are 2 cubes. Let's count the next shape. We're looking for cones now. How many cones can you see? Great, there are 2 cones. Let's count the last shape. We need to find spheres now. How many spheres can you spot? Just the 1. So now it's your turn. I want you to pause the video and I want you to count the different shapes that you can see. So you're looking for pyramids, you're looking for cuboids, you're looking for spheres, and you're looking for cylinders. So pause the video and count those shapes. Great, well done. Did you have a go? Here are the answers. There are 2 pyramids. There are 2 cuboids. There are 3 spheres. And there are 3 cylinders. Well done if you got that correct. So we've been thinking all about 3D shapes today. We've been learning about their 3D shape names, and we've been thinking about real-life examples that we see all around in our environment that are 3D shapes. So here is a table, and in our table we've got cubes, cuboid, spheres, cylinders, square-based pyramids, and cones. And at the bottom of the screen, you'll be able to see some real-life objects. I wonder if you can pause the video and try to sort the objects into the correct part of the table. So pause the video and have a go at that now. Well done if you had a try. Let's do it together now. Our candle is a cylinder. These knitting balls, they are spheres. The cereal box is a cuboid. This box is a cube. The football is a sphere. Where do you think the cone will go? Good, the traffic cone is a cone. There's a clue in the name. What about the blocks? The blocks are also cubes. And the ice cube is a cube. Again, there was a clue in the word. What about this tin of strawberries? It's a cylinder. What about the ice cream cone? It's a cone. What about the suitcase? It's a cuboid. What about the glue stick? You might have these in your classroom and you might be able to figure this one out. The glue stick's a cylinder. What about this monitor for the computer? It's a cuboid. What about a book? A book is also a cuboid. How about marbles? What do you think a marble shape is? It's a sphere. What about this pyramid from Egypt? It's a square-based pyramid. How about a party hat? It's a cone. And lastly, we have the globe, the earth. And we know that's also a sphere. So your task today, Year 2, is I'd like you to complete the table by making a list of real-life 3D shapes that you might see. And now you could write the names of the objects, or you could draw them if you like. So here's the table. We have sphere, cube, cuboid, cone, cylinder, and pyramid. And you need to fill in the last part of the table. So where might you see this shape? So have a think about the first one, which is a sphere. Where would you see a sphere in your house or in your school or down the road? And then write it down or draw it. And do the same with all the other shapes. And your challenge today is, could you go on a 3D shape hunt at home? And what 3D shapes can you find? Enjoy your task, Year 2. Goodbye.